Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another Second Breakfast. I'm Andy Roth, alongside
And
Phil
I'm
Duvall.
Phil Duvall. Yeah.
We're going to do another viewer mailbag today. I have seen the questions. We have both seen the questions,
Yes.
but I am not asking the questions. Phil has a number of them he's going to choose from. I'm terrified for my
I
life.
hate it so much more than you do. I hate asking the questions. I want to show up and just have you tell me what to do and just yell at each other and then move on. I don't like being in charge of things.
Awesome. I'm going to
And
get
it's like,
together
why
with your
don't you read
wife
the questions
and
today? And
control
I
your
was
life.
like, this isn't going to work out for anybody.
Sounds great.
But here we go. We're going
Here-
to try nonetheless.
we go.
Question number one. It didn't work. Let's try again.
Potato.
Question. We're going for broad comedy today, people.
Broad comedy.
Broad. Okay. This is a fantastic question. A fantastic question, actually.
Can't wait.
Question number one. What movie or movies did you dislike on first viewing, but now think they are great? What movie or movies did you dislike on first viewing, but now you think that they are great?
Okay. My first question, my first answer, I have two. One is my main answer, but I'll start with the shorter, quicker one.
Of course.
Say again?
No, nothing. Go.
I hate you.
Okay.
I didn't even know what you said, but I still hate you. I just want that on the record.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it on first viewing, but I didn't realize how brilliant it was on first viewing. Pulp Fiction. I thought it was a fun movie.
Interesting.
I liked it. I thought it was like, oh, that was a pretty good movie. But I didn't realize. I didn't realize. You know, and
Right.
the second viewing, which was only a couple weeks later, I was like, holy crap! Wait a second, there's a lot more going on here. So that's a mini answer, but I'm gonna go with Army of Darkness, the third Evil Dead movie. I hated that movie because I was.
Did you really?
But here's the deal. I was such a fan of Evil Dead 2, and I was like, it's so funny, and it's awesome, and it's low budget, and Army of Darkness has a bigger budget. Of course, looking back now, I realize it's still a minuscule budget. It just happens to be larger than 56 cents in a bag of chips, which is what Evil Dead 2 had.
Right.
But more than that, I looked at it as a disappointment because I didn't see what it was trying to do, and now I realize that it is just,
Wow.
it's glorious. It is, and that took me years because I didn't watch it for years.
Well, I didn't see. I saw Army of Darkness first before I saw any of the other ones.
Nice. Okay.
So
Sure.
for me, I had no expectations, and I was 16, and someone saying stuff like a guy coming in and just being like, "Give me some sugar, baby." Like I was like, the man's a genius. I quoted Army of Darkness on my senior page on my yearbook.
Awesome.
It just said, "Hail to the king, baby."
Hail to the king, baby.
You know,
In my own way,
that
king.
level of machismo, because I'm not a very macho guy. That level of machismo from that character with Bruce Campbell with his chin and his gloriousness. It was like, and with a chainsaw hand that becomes a mechanical hand, and just all the stuff that he does in the shotgun. It's like you can't. It's a whole other.
Who wants some? You?
Yeah, I mean you.
Come on.
So we've talked about Pulp Fiction, the fact that for me, Pulp Fiction was revelatory the first time in a way that no other movie has been before or since. But I love it. I love that that's your choice. I think it's great.
Sure.
For me, and this is a movie that I think is fantastic, and I'm even embarrassed admitting it, but The Big Lebowski.
Okay.
And let me tell you why.
Sure.
It's a very. I think one, I was dumb. That was the main reason.
It's good. It's good that you realize that.
Have you ever seen a movie with someone and the person that you were with made you not like the movie as much, or conversely made you like it more?
I certainly have had both experiences.
Okay.
I think I'm blocking out the negative experiences.
Sure.
Because I can't think of any off the top of my head, but yeah.
So Lebowski was the movie that came right after Fargo.
Mm-hmm.
And Fargo was, to me, this grand piece of filmmaking in my mind. And so then Lebowski came after that. And I wasn't ready for it to not be, I don't know, to just be straight funny. I don't know why.
Sure.
But I also, here's the other thing. This is the big thing. My brother and I really wanted to see it together, and he was up for the weekend. But this is when I used to live in New Hampshire, and he was up for the weekend from Boston, and so we had to all go as a family, which means my dad had to go. And so we just were like, you'll like this movie. My dad did not like Big Lebowski. And when you're watching a movie with someone that you know is not enjoying themselves and you care about the person and don't want them to suffer, like literally, I was miserable throughout the entire viewing of Big Lebowski because my dad was just like,
You know how I knew that's how this story was going to end up? When you were like, our family was going together, so my dad had to go.
ugh. So then, like a year later, my best friends were like, we were all like hanging out together. We were all had come back from our separate ways from colleges and high schools and whatever. And we came back together, and someone's like, Big Lebowski. And I was like, eh. They're like, no. Really? No. Big Lebowski. So I was like, all right, whatever. I don't care. I like hanging out with you guys, so I'll watch it again.
Right.
It crushed me. Crushed me. My brother, on the other hand, has never been able to watch it since, and he's like, I don't get what the big deal is.
Awesome. Fascinating.
Like and now Big Lebowski for our generation is like this cultural thing.
Right.
You know, I don't know. I also well, there's a lot of things. I could talk about Big Lebowski forever. A movie about a stoner for someone who's never smoked pot, and I was like really militant about it. So I was like, this is dumb, but he's stupid. He's a stoner. Now I'm like, he's hilarious. He's a genius.
Totally.
So,
I didn't see Big Lebowski until I didn't see it in the theaters. I didn't see it until years afterwards. I was living in New York, certainly when I saw it for the first time, and I loved it. But I loved it, and I have seen it since, and I do love it. I wonder if because I didn't have an experience seeing it in the theaters, I don't think I've ever sat down and watched it with anyone else.
Okay.
Strangely.
Okay.
I wonder if I don't love it as much as sort of the rest of our generation because I don't have that sort of communal aspect that you get with a lot of movies.
There's a communal aspect to that movie, and there's also, because it's so quotable, the more you quote it, the more you love it.
Yeah.
But I submit that Walter Sobchak is one of the great characters of film history.
He's
just
amazing.
It's a tour de force like performance by John Goodman. It is so I love him. Okay, next question. We're moving on because we need to move on.
Yeah.
This question comes from one of our big fans. It says, "I'm sure you can both rant." What? Hold on. First of all,
I disagree with the premise already. And let me tell you why over the next 25 minutes.
Let me tell you what's wrong with this premise. All right. I'm sure you can both rant about remakes from here to eternity. Oh, huh?
I can also rant about the movie From Here to Eternity. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm sure you can both rant about remakes from here to eternity, but are there any remakes that you like? Either remakes that are better than the original or ones that can stand on their own?
Oh, it's such a good question.
Such a good question.
Such a good question. I'm going. I'm taking it.
Just go.
The first one that comes immediately to mind is John Carpenter's The Thing. That
you
is
like the remake more than the original?
Hang on. Wait for it. I am not talking about the movie that came out a couple years ago.
Okay.
John Carpenter's The Thing
is a remake?
Is a remake.
Shut
Boom!
your mouth.
Yes. Ready for this? In the original, the bad guy, The Thing, is basically a sentient carrot. It's like a vegetable matter thing. And they kill it by electrocuting it, and it's fine. I mean, it's definitely a product of its time. It was a 1950s, I want to say, horror movie. So alongside, them with giant ants, and now there's vegetables coming to kill us. But John Carpenter's The Thing with Keith David and Kurt Russell and Wilford Brimley, as terrifying as you have ever seen him. It is... Oh, man, that movie is great. It's on the short list of my favorite horror movies of all time. Love. Yeah. Total remake.
Haven't seen
Total remake.
Just saw The Thing, the one you're talking about, the John Carpenter one. Just saw it a year ago.
How good?
Amazing.
So good. So good. So that's my answer.
I have two brief answers. One is one that I actually haven't seen the original for.
Awesome.
But the remake of Ocean's 11 is one of my favorite. Like, Ocean's 11 can just be on TV. If it's on TV, I'm happy. I will watch it no matter where it is. If Ocean's 11 is on and there's a bunch of other stuff on, Ocean's 11 is one of those, like, it's just light and airy. And you and I saw that together. We saw Ocean's 11 together.
Yes, yes, we did.
Andy and I did a double feature of Vanilla Sky and Ocean's 11, and we went and saw, which I'll tell you what, this is another one of those movies where I don't remember. All I remember about Vanilla Sky is that I loved it, and then I never saw it again.
Me too.
Never saw it again. But we saw it, and it was really intense. Whether it's a good movie or not, I don't remember. But I remember it was really intense,
yes.
And it was over, and we were like, oh my gosh, how much time till the next movie? We have like an hour, and we went and walked around Boston Common for a little bit because we needed to breathe. And then we came back and we saw Ocean's 11, and we were like, everything's great. What could ever be a problem?
And we're, slightly hipper than we were before. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, way hipper. And the thing is, so the original has the Rat Pack, which is the coolest people ever, but everyone says the actual movie itself, I've never seen it, is just kind of, it doesn't live up to who's in it.
I haven't seen all of the original. I've seen large portions of it, and I mean, it's enjoyable because, it's Dino being Dino, right? But I mean, in a lot of ways, a lot of the people in the new movies... I love
Dean Martin.
Oh, yeah, totally. Have you seen, totally off topic...
Rio Bravo?
Rio Bravo, which...
one of the great Western movies of all time.
Which, and I'm not sure where it falls in the timeline, but it's either a remake that has had other things remade off of it, or it's the original where other things have been...
Do you know why Howard Hawks made Rio Bravo?
I want to say it has something to do with the Red Scare. Am I crazy about that?
No, it has something to do with High Noon.
Right.
He was furious about High Noon because the whole premise about High Noon is it's a sheriff who's trying to find other people who will help him face down somebody that he knows will kill him. And so Howard Hawks was like, that guy's a wuss. I'm going to make a movie where everyone's trying to help the sheriff because same exact premise. This guy's coming to get you. Everyone knows he's coming to get you. There's going to be a showdown.
Right.
And except in this movie, everyone's like, you need to run. You need help. We're going to help you. And he's like, I refuse everyone's help. I'm doing this on my own.
Right.
He literally made a movie as like, High Noon is for wussies. I'm making a real Western.
Awesome. What's interesting about that is there was another response to so High Noon was sort of it was mostly a Western. It was mostly just a good movie. I think High Noon and Rio Bravo are both excellent movies. But there was sort of this undercurrent of it's about, sort of standing alone against the HUAC, House on American Activities Committee. And one of the people who informed was Elia Kazan. He made his own response to High Noon, which was On the Waterfront, which is another all-time classic movie. So... thank you, Senator McCarthy, for some really awesome movies and also ruining the lives of countless people in Hollywood and elsewhere.
The ends justify the means, so it's all good.
Right. But you know what? We got Brando and Rod Steiger in the car in the I Could Have Been a Contender scene. So
we got Ricky Martin and Dean Martin singing together in Rio Bravo, and then John Wayne being John Wayne and Walter Brennan and Angie Dickinson just being Angie Dickinson.
Indeed. Ricky Nelson?
Yes. What did I say, Ricky Martin?
You did. Which would be kind of an awesome duet, but for completely different reasons.
So I apologize for that slip of the tongue. Okay, no, and the other thing I would say, the other remake really is the most recent Fright Night. The most recent Fright Night was so much fun.
So much fun. I agree. I don't think it surpasses the original, but it definitely stands alongside. I loved it. I think
the original is so campy.
Yes.
And the new one is just terrifying. And it was like, we've got all this right now, vampire movies are all like, vampires are romantic and they just want to be loved and sunlight doesn't hurt them. And then in this movie, it's like, actually vampires are killing machines who are killed by the sun and they're satanic creatures. It's like, that's what vampires are supposed to be. This whole like romantic vampire notion makes me want to throw up in my shoe and then make someone else wear the shoe and then make that person run a half marathon in the shoe with throw up in it. That's how much I hate it.
Colin Farrell, straight up terrifying in that movie. He's actually really funny, good.
And Colin Farrell's as good as everyone says he is.
Yes.
Okay, quick 30-second question, Andy. 30 seconds.
Can't wait.
Who would play you in the movie of our lives? The Second Breakfast movie. Who would play Andy Roth and who would play Phil Duvall?
Okay. First off, I'm not gonna stick to type because I don't know who I look like and I don't know who looks like me.
No one looks like you.
I would love an actor by the name of Alan Tudyk. I think that's how you say his last name. Tudyk.
What? Who is that?
He is Wash in Firefly, He he's the he hasn't done a lot of movies, but he is wonderful, and
Okay.
he's
It
look him
just
up.
sucks because I don't know who he is.
It's true. Well, you should watch Firefly, for crying out loud,
Okay.
or Serenity, for crying out loud.
Sure. I've seen the movie Serenity once. I don't remember anybody.
He's the blonde who pilots the ship.
Oh, the blonde. Yeah, yeah. Why didn't you just say the guy from 28 Days Later? That would have been much better. Or not 28 Days Later, from 28 Days.
Because I haven't seen 28 Days.
You've never seen the Sandra Bullock rehab movie?
I don't even have a response to that, Phil. Who would play you in this? Moving on. Shame on you for asking me that question. Zip it
You
back.
should. You need to see that movie.
Zip it back.
You need to see 28 Days.
Zip.
That guy you like is brilliant in that movie.
Okay, fair enough. I will
Right.
see it for him.
Okay.
Your turn. Who would play you in the movie of Second Breakfast?
Denzel Washington, because he can do anything.
Nice. Nice.
Clearly. That's
All
my
right.
answer.
Let's flip the script. Who would play me?
Oh, I have to answer?
Yes.
The problem Skinny Jonah Hill.
Awesome. Awesome.
Right. Not Jonah Hill like right before he decided to lose weight, because that would not be nice. Skinny Jonah Hill. I give you 21 Jump Street Jonah Hill for you.
I appreciate that. I like
Yeah.
that. I could dig that.
Okay.
And
me?
for you, and we'll close out the mailbag on this. I'm gonna give you old school Al Pacino. Not now. I like you're not
Okay.
quite as intense as like Godfather Al Pacino, but like
I could be.
sure, but like the months leading up to Scent of a Woman, which is like where he went bad, but like before it, like when
Okay.
he's still like Al, right? Like
Okay.
I'm gonna give you that. I think there you go.
I don't know if I like that choice.
Hooah! I'll take a
Hooah!
flamethrower to this podcast.
I just want to. It's just the most important thing about Al Pacino is that you talk really quiet, and in the middle of talking quiet, you yell something for no reason. I don't understand it.
I
don't
love
understand.
We can revisit this because that's an awesome question.
See 28 Days.
I
Don't
will.
ever see City Hall. We should do a whole thing about Al Pacino when he fell apart, but I love Al Pacino
Indeed.
in many ways. Thank you. That's a compliment.
Watch Firefly, Phil. Everyone, watch Firefly, guys.
I'm probably not gonna, but okay.
I hate you, guys. This has been another Second Breakfast viewer mailbag. We love you all.
Love
If
you.
wanna get
God
in on
bless
this,
you.
Email us at secondbreakfastpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks very much. We'll see you again soon. Bye bye.
Bye.